No, get out of here. Welcome to paraglidingtalk.com. Paraglidingtalk.com. Glad that you're here. We have a great show tonight. I'm super excited. Mark Huneycutt is with us tonight. He is back in the United States, the great United States of America. So glad that he made it back. Thank you for joining us. He just logged in just like 2 seconds ago. Thank you for your service also in our military, and you do a great thing for our country. All the servicemen that serve, we appreciate you. This show is strongly pro-military. We love Resurgence PPG. If you want to sponsor Resurgence PPG and send them some money, some resources, so we can get them to the next level. They're trying to sponsor 20 guys in 2020, and they haven't hit their goal yet. So I want to encourage you to go check out the website. The website is resurgenceppg.com. They are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and they will take your donations and put it to a good cause. There's a lot of phony causes out there, but Resurgence is legit, and you're going to really enjoy them. Go check out their website and do something for your country. Oh, yeah. This show is also brought to you by the Tri-State Skywalkers. Go check out them. If you're in the Indiana, Kentucky, or Ohio area, you can check out their, actually, they don't have a website, but they do have Brandon McCloud, and he's the one that runs the flying club there. If you want to be a part of them, or if you're trying to maybe start your own club in your own neighborhood, you can do it by reaching out to Brandon, and he'll give you some great ideas. Also, he runs Germ Gladiator. Germ Gladiator. Oh, I actually have some. I bought some for the church. Germgladiator.com is the website. They've got all kinds of good stuff. Hand sanitizer sprays. Go check out the website. Really good deals on hand sanitizers. You won't be able to buy that stuff from Walmart. It's always flying off the shelf. And there's some really cool stuff. Oh, Craig, I just saw your message. The Amazon smile.amazon donations. Did you want to comment on that?
Well, you took my whole commercial away.
I'm sorry. I got excited.
First and foremost, thank you, Mark, for your service. Welcome back to the States. Resurgence quarterly report is $224.48 in the last quarter, thanks to everybody using smile.amazon.com, choosing Resurgence. As of May 2020, $1,005.66 has been given back due to the smile.amazon donations. And real quick, if you use Amazon app on your phone to place orders out and about, there is now a smile.amazon app that you can put in place of your regular Amazon app. So there won't be any missed opportunities.
Nice. That is excellent information. Yeah, you want to support that for sure. Also, this show is brought to you by the guys at iFly Indiana Powered Paragliding. Website is iflyindiana.com. If you're in that area town and you want to get trained, you're watching this video, maybe you came here tonight because you want to learn more about paragliding or paramotoring. This is the way you can do it. So jump on the website, iflyindiana.com. Kevin and his team will get your feet off the ground. And just one more sponsor to mention before we get deep into the show, and this is going to be a good show. Look at me. It's going to be a good show. We're going to have a great time tonight. You're not going to want to miss a single second. We got some big news. We're going to give away a bunch of stuff. Got all kinds of stuff to give away. One of my favorite things to do in life is give other people stuff away. It's amazing. If you want to support the show, you can go to Patreon, support the show financially, and your contribution to the show keeps the show going. And I just literally take the money, put it in my pocket. It's great. I love it. So support the show and put some money in my pocket. The next thing I did want to mention, somebody was harassing me about my computer begging, and so that's what that goes to. The show is also brought to you by Lone Star
Woody?
Paramotor. What's that? Woody, yeah. I wasn't going to say it, but yeah. The show is brought to you by Lone Star Paramotor, Lone Star, state of Texas. They have a great training facility. And Ron Turan is actually world famous, if you didn't know that. He's an awesome guy. Go check out his website at lonestarparamotor.com. These are the sponsors of the show. They're great. And so go check some of these out. We'll mention some more sponsors in a little bit. Mark, so glad that you're back.
Thanks.
And I want to
Me
say
too.
something I feel much closer to you now because of how much free flying you've done. And we're going to talk about your free flight experience. And I really like your videos of free flight. It's amazing. You had a lot of paramotoring time, but it was great when you didn't have the motor and you were just forced to go free fly. I
Yeah.
really liked it.
I liked it too. I mean, it was kind of, I was upset that I wasn't going to have the paramotor in Korea, but it really pushed me to become a better free flight pilot, which I appreciate.
And would you say that it crossed over a little bit into your motoring too?
Yeah, I think it gave me confidence in turbulence, terrain knowledge, confidence. Yeah, I mean, everything really. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I want to dive straight into your experience with general aviation. We've already done a couple shows. If you want to go back in the history of the shows, we've had Mark on before, and we've asked him all the common questions. How did you get into the sport? Blah blah blah. And we'll touch on some of that stuff. But if you don't know Mark, he has a YouTube channel. There's a link in the description. If you're not following Mark on YouTube, you need to, because he's got a great channel. He's a pilot in the United States military. He flies Blackhawks. And he was recently stationed overseas and for about a year, more than a year. And so he's back in the United States now. And he's got just incredible stuff. And it's not all just paramotoring, paragliding. There's some really cool videos, some other stuff like that caught my attention. He was like kayaking during some torrential rains through buildings that were flooded. And that was a super cool video. So go check out the links in the description. You have for being such a young guy, you have a lot of aviation experience and you're flying these helicopters. I just wanted to talk to you about your experience with general aviation, your experience with coming over into ultralight class flying paramotors, and then also free flight. And what would you offer as far as information safety wise to general public to say, hey, this is something that I think should change, and just talk about your transferring over and things that you can give.
Something I would change.
Sure.
That is a very good question. I'll have to think about that one. But I mean, coming over from general aviation was there were good parts about it and bad parts. I mean, maybe a little overconfidence, which we've seen, like people coming from general aviation or skydiving thinking they know a lot. And I was one of those people, I think. And then also I was much more knowledgeable in the like aerospace. I mean, like maps and stuff like that and weather and whatnot. But
Aeronautical charts.
Yeah, that stuff. Sectionals. But I mean, I don't. Yeah, that. What would I change in paramotoring?
I guess my question is, what did you transfer over when I got into the sport? It was like a whole new world. I'm like, what sectional chart? I don't know what this is, and all of a sudden there's test questions for me to get my my P2 and P3, and I had to understand airspace rules because I'm going to be in the airspace.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm looking for is how we can be, and a lot of people come to this, and if you're watching tonight, you came here generally because maybe you're fearful about the sport, you're considering getting in, but you're like, I want to learn some things to make sure that I do this safely, and I want to make this a leisure sport, not a seizure sport. I want to do something fun. And what do you have to offer in safety? I'll give you an example. When you go to your helicopter, you don't just jump in the helicopter, flip all the switches on, jump and fly away. You do a check. You have a chart. You have some program that you do each time.
Yeah.
Did any of that stuff transfer over into your paramotoring?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, pre-flight in a Blackhawk takes a little longer than a pre-flight in a paramotor, but I mean, bringing that knowledge over any aircraft in general aviation, bring over the pre-flight aspect. And so I'm always checking the nuts and bolts that commonly come off on paramotors, especially my first unit. And so, yeah, I definitely brought that aspect over.
What else you got? I know you got some stuff in there. I'm gonna have to dig it out of there.
Yeah, for
How
sure.
much schooling did you do when you got into the before you got into flying helicopters? Like how much ground school did you do?
So in the army, you do about a year's worth of ground school and flying. So flight school took about a year. So I mean, that's from flying the Bell 206, the Kiowa, the OH-58, all the way up until your advanced frame, which for me was the Black Hawk. So it takes about a year of experience. And before that, I had about 60 hours in fixed wing aircraft. I had my pilot's license as well, but I think that might have helped me get that application to be a warrant officer approved. But helicopters were a lot different than fixed wing for sure.
I do want to say thanks to Crazy Uncle Bob and also for Derek Trout for your contribution to the super chat. You rock. Thank you for being a part of the show. When you're talking about, so your general aviation was pre-military, correct?
Yeah.
So what was your take on getting into, like you said, yeah, I want to fly, because and this is a personal question, I really do want to fly fixed wing at some point. I want to get into general aviation. What steps did you take to get in? And you obviously started very young. And what were you, how much did you end up spending to be flying basically on your own?
So, I mean, I started flying when I was 16 years old, a Cessna 152 at my local airport. And I got into it because I used to go to a Christian camp in Tennessee, and my camp counselor was, he flew helicopters and stuff, and he always told stories about it at camp. So I come home, and the first thing I did was take a discovery flight, is what they call it. And you just go out and you fly with an instructor, maybe pay like $100. He'll let you take the controls, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is really cool. And that's kind of what sparked it for me. And so I continue with that process. I was working at Habitat for Humanity, so I funded it myself. And I eventually ran out of money, and it took me a couple years to finish it. But it took around $5,000, I'd say, which is probably cheap for like what a lot of people do nowadays, because you're flying a Cessna 172 at a nice airport and stuff like that. But it was fairly affordable, but I spread it out a little bit, 2 or 3 years.
Did you have secret information or the homie hookup with getting into general aviation?
I had no hookup. I just had that like drive to fly, and I went to the local airport and I asked for a discovery flight. Like, I didn't really have anyone in my family or anything that did it. I just decided to go for it.
By the way, that brings up a thought. This show facilitates that whole homie hookup thing for buying gear for your paragliders, motors, gear. If you see these guys with a tool next to their name, typically they've been there's something about them. We call them the moderators. They're moderating the chat, and they're making sure that it's clean and good, and that we're not having trash in there. And so, but if you ask these guys questions about maybe you don't get a chance to ask us on live, but you want to ask in the chat, a lot of times these guys will have a connection where they can point you in the right direction to buy a gear and get equipment. We're not affiliated with a particular sponsor, but these guys know the best. And or you can ask me in the after, if you're watching this after we already went live, ask away and we'll get you connected with the right people. Not only do we have great schools, but we also know where to get good deals. Mark, let's talk a little bit about safety, and then we're gonna get into some of your recent adventures. You had a video not too long ago, I want to say maybe a month ago or so, and I thought you were gonna spill right into the rice patties, but we'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about safety. Elena.
Hey.
What's up?
How's it going?
Good. And we don't need Mark anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone who's here.
There's a bunch of people. The
Yeah.
chat is like a river right now. I can't even keep up. So I do want to talk about safety, and this is really important. When we're on the ground, we're pre-checking, and to continue the question about pre-flight, you pre-flight your helicopter. When you grab your motor, there's certain things that we don't do on a regular basis. Some guys do it. Some guys think, well, it's fine. I'll give an example: ground starting. I think it's kind of sketchy, and I've seen a couple videos now where I'm like, whoa, bro, if I get a motor, I'm never going to ground start. Super sketch. And some guys are like, well, it's not that big of a deal. I've been doing it for 10 years or something like that, and nothing's happened. But what would you say is the most important safety aspect, or what can you say that you've done where you learned a lesson and you were like, I don't want to do that again? And you're going to tell other people, and there's tons of people watching that have motors, and maybe you want to spare some people's fingers, or getting their head chopped off or whatever.
Well, I think the ground starting thing is definitely a very interesting topic, especially coming from Korea. Every single person in Korea ground starts, everybody. And
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
I think it's because their motors are like designed to be difficult to start on your back. Like the one that I don't know if you guys saw, but Todd had that $1,250 motor. It's impossible to start on your back. It's like a requirement. And then you go and then you meet people in the Korean community, and all their motors are pretty darn hard to start on their backs too. It's like it just wasn't a thought. So every time you're at a fly-in or something, you just see people facing their motor, ground starting it. I've seen more prop starting there than like anywhere else. I've probably saw like 0 to 1 prop starts in America before going to Korea, and then I saw a bunch of people, like some dude like paramotor sitting there, about to fall over because these things are top heavy, and he goes to the back and he kind of grabs the prop, goes back and forth, and he spins it, runs around to the other side to grab the throttle real quick to give it some gas to keep it going, and then it dies on him. And then it didn't work, so he goes and does it again, and this time he adds too much throttle and it like leaned towards him a little bit. It's sketchy.
Oh,
But so yeah, I'd recommend not ground starting if you can help it. But I did it for a long time actually, and I survived. But I have had it like a carburetor break on me and get stuck at full throttle. But luckily it was in flight, so it was fine.
what else? Anything else?
Man,
Safety wise,
you keep on prying. It's like you're trying to bring up something.
I know you got something in there. You got the goods.
Wait, so what's the question though? What is he digging
No,
for?
we were just talking about safety.
Yeah.
Things that you notice that maybe other people do. It's easier to point out other people's mistakes. And you're like, yeah, see that guy, he was ground starting. He's a dummy. What maybe some things that you did in the very beginning days that you regret, and you say, you know what, if I have a kid, by the way, these two got married recently. I don't know if you knew that.
Congratulations.
Elena
got that silicone ring today.
Huneycutt. I'm thinking
Congratulations.
about getting one of those. Yes.
Fancy.
My finger is getting fat, and I don't think I can take this off anymore.
Yeah, my ring's actually just too big. I need to get my gold band size, but this guy's nice for working because I've been moving a lot of cinder blocks around, so I don't care.
Cinder blocks.
Cinder.
Are you on vacation right now or what?
We're doing.
I'm in quarantine.
They're still on their
Nice.
they're still on their honeymoon, Robert.
Undisclosed area.
Undisclosed.
But
Right.
we are in the process of purchasing a house in Louisiana where Mark is now stationed for the next year and a month. Not that we're counting the days or anything.
The home
Nice.
home was approved. The loan was approved today through underwriting, and it also got appraised today. So we'll see how that goes.
Congratulations,
Wow,
man. That's awesome.
congratulations.
Yeah, get it, man. That's what you do. Well,
Yeah.
we've got some paragliding talk neck gaiters.
Ooh.
Yeah, super cool. They're a little spendy, but I think they're awesome, and I've been wearing it every day because you have to. And so we're gonna give one of those away. Why don't we spin the wheel?
Yes, let's spin the wheel. All right, I'm not taking it. Yeah, I'm not taking any more names. They're all taken now.
They're all
From this-
taken.
From this moment on, no more extra
Oh.
names. So here we go. I'm already sharing my screen up. Let's see, it's too late. If you missed it, you missed it. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
Here we
too
go.
late.
Look at all these names. Isn't this wonderful? Here.
Paraglidingtalk.com.
I'm gonna make it interesting here. Check this out. Ready? Okay, here we go.
By the way, Sean left his GoPro on the front of his truck when he was filming, drove home. The GoPro is gone. So we need to get him another one. If somebody has a GoPro, Craig Couch, congratulations.
All right.
Hey, you can't have it here still, you cheater.
Congratulations,
Craig Couch,
All right.
winner, chicken
It
dinner.
looked like it
you
was
win.
going to roll on Mark.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, "Yee, what are the odds of that?" And then Craig Couch ends up winning it. Now, Craig Couch didn't believe that I had his name in the wheel, so let that be a lesson, Craig.
Yeah. It
I
was in
got
there
you
this
in
time,
there.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Congratulations. I'm
Sean
glad.
doesn't miss.
Craig Couch.
Congratulations, Craig Couch.
Thank you.
I'll address you like I do everyone else that I don't get to see that I give the spinning wheel thingy and it pulls you up.
Yeah.
I have Mark and Elena pinned, so their screen is what we're seeing. So no matter who's talking, they're just pinned.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's awesome.
We're just
Staring at you guys.
Good to know.
Full screen.
Hey, Mark and Elena, you guys are getting a lot of congrats in the chat. I don't know if you've got the chat pulled up, but a lot of people have been congratulating you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks everyone. It kind of came out of nowhere, I'm sure, for most people that watch, that follow us.
Yeah, we didn't really advertise it.
We're
We
not-
kind of just came out and we're like, we're married.
Yeah, it was kind of a surprise to even my parents, to be quite honest. 'cause
Okay, so I have a
the whole
question.
story is crazy. Yeah.
You it was Elena that dropped the hint first. She put a picture and it was of somebody else's wedding, it looked like. And then all of a sudden I see you two and you were like, and you just put in a little, my best friend. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. What? Did they get married? No. And then I was like, no, maybe not. And I thought maybe you guys were just at someone's wedding. And then all of a sudden I see all the pictures. I'm like, what? They did it.
Oh,
So
okay.
exciting.
So I know what you're talking about. I posted, Mark was stuck in Korea. Let me just give the quick story.
Yeah.
When everything went down with coronavirus, Mark was supposed to come home like
March 26th.
March 26th, and like middle of March is when they did what's called a stop move with the military, where Mark was not able to come home. So like 2 weeks away from being able to come back to the States, they were like, nope, you can't. So we didn't know when Mark was going to be able to come home. And we were in the process, like we had just like a couple weeks prior to that decided that we wanted to get married. And then that happened. So we couldn't really plan accordingly for it. So Mark was stuck there. We didn't know how long he was going to be stuck there. And I was obviously missing Mark. And I did post a picture of me and him. And now I know what he's talking about. One of the pictures I posted was from my brother's wedding, like 1 or 2 years ago. And I was in a cream dress because I was a bridesmaid, and that was what the colors the bridesmaids were wearing. So I know what you're talking about now. It probably did look like we had got married because it was just me and you from their wedding, and I was in a cream dress. But even at that point, I posted that like the beginning of May, and we found out so the one was on May 26th.
We had it planned for May 23rd for a long time.
We were going to do a big celebration, not very long.
We had invitations and everything already printed out, and we kept the stop move kept getting closer and closer, and we're like, this might not actually work. We never even sent them out.
Yeah, we didn't send them out. I mean, we were still, as far as people go, getting engaged. Like we were planning a wedding in 3 months, not a year, because we just didn't want to wait. But then, everything happened, and we just didn't know how it was going to go down. But ultimately, we really wanted to get married, so we kind of used that to get Mark home. Also, he put in an exception to policy, and they accepted it.
Yes, out of my surprise. 3-star general had to give me permission to come home.
It had to go through like 4 tiers
Oh my
of
word.
people.
It had to
in the
go through
military.
my company, through the battalion commander, through Todd Scander's going to make fun of me because I don't know my stuff, but through brigade, through whatever they got over there. And then it goes all the way to Fort Polk, and then it comes all the way back as approved. And it was just like,
Long story short, we went through a period like 3 or 4 weeks where we had no idea what was going to happen. And I remember telling Mark's mom too. I was like, right now, everything's happening so slowly, but once we get news, everything's going to go from 0 to 60. And it did. So Mark got the news that he was going to be able to come home. He was on a plane 36 hours later, and he had to pack a whole apartment and sign out on all these things with the military that usually they give you like a week to 10 days, and anything he couldn't get done, he worked it out, but we made it work. He left the country 36 hours later.
funny
Who
story,
did-
my exhaust cracked on my paramotor.
Your
Nobody knows
MY19?
that. Yeah, but it has to do with this whole story, so that's why I bring it up. But my exhaust is cracked, and I was like, I'm coming home. So I met this Korean guy who said he'd weld my exhaust, and so I went an hour away to go get my exhaust welded, and I got these exception of policy approved, and someone notified me. And the poor guy had just arrived at the welding, and I had just arrived, and I got the ETP accepted, and I needed to like get home in like 2 days. And I was like,
ETP being the
exception
exception
of
of policy.
and so I texted this dude. I'm like, I'm sorry. I know you can barely speak English, and I hope you understand this, but I just got approved to go home. I turned around and left without meeting him and welding my exhaust or anything. But I felt bad, but I was like, I'm going home. See you, man. Sorry. And then, yeah.
So
He's
then
actually watching
we
right
told
now.
our family, and he's mad.
I might have to send this to him.
But
I'm just
we
kidding.
told our family, and we threw together a wedding in what was it, like 5 days, and it was perfect.
On her sister's porch, but her sister's like beautiful view of the mountains. Like, yeah, it was perfect.
Awesome. We got through with all of it, and I mean, we weren't really even stressed about it to begin with, and if you're not stressing, then your family feels like they need to stress out. So everybody else stressed out, but we were just like really chill and like super happy about it. And then when it was all said and done, I told Mark, I was like, it was perfect. I wouldn't have done it any other way. No matter the circumstances of what's going on in the world, I wouldn't have done it any different. It's awesome.
I gotta say that's gotta be kind of a weird feeling. All the top brass above you is like, hey, you hear about Loverboy? Hey, you're gonna get a letter here pretty soon. Loverboy's got to go get married.
That's brutal.
Don't say nothing around him, but you give him a funny look, he'll know what it's about.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
if that's what they're thinking, I'm glad they let me leave.
But we did it legally, for anybody wondering.
Yeah.
We were under the certain amount of people you can have. It was just our immediate family there. And it was
Nice.
great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super stoked for you guys, and part of the reason why I wanted to have you on the show because I wanted to hear the story, and so that's awesome. Thank you so much for hanging in there, and I was hesitant to have him come on because when I sent him the invite, he was like, "Oh, we're in the middle of doing all this and all this," and we were going over dates, and I'm like, "Dude, this guy is freaking busy," and I knew he was going to be busy, but I really wanted to have him come on. So thank you both for coming on.
Yeah.
I want to first of all, Mom gave $20 in the chat. Thank you, Mom, for the super chat. Really appreciate that. She's my biggest fan in the chat.
Aw.
And
Hey, Mom.
I wanted to talk about your free flying a little bit, and something that I'm super passionate about and really love it. And you've got a bunch of videos while you were there and even a couple before you left on free flight. And I just wanted you to kind of expound on your experience with that and what the future holds for free flight for you.
Well, I'm in Louisiana for the next year and 2 months. I don't know if you've seen how many mountains are in Leesville, Louisiana.
But Britton Shaw and Oklahoma are not too far to drive away.
6 hours.
but still.
I think Kyle Lowe is like 3 away or something, and then Matt Minyard's like 2 hours away. So, I mean, you can I'm sure there's great towing in Louisiana, non-mountainous free flight, if you can find someone to tow you up. But yeah, we might make some trips up to Buffalo Mountain and Tallahena, and
We just got to find it. We're just getting acquainted with Louisiana and
Give-
starting
if you
to
give-
discover the PPG and PG people there. So
yeah.
If you give Kyle a shout, I'm sure he'll give you guys a tow.
we're always
Yeah.
giving Kyle a shout.
Yeah.
For sure.
We hung out with Gary Dickerson not too long ago.
In Houston, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Houston.
Gary's cool.
He waited for some big dark storm cloud to pass, and then he sent it. Nice and sketchy.
Send it.
Yep. So yeah, to answer, I guess, your question.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some free flight in when we're in Louisiana. Just have to drive pretty far for it.
What are some of the things that
First
you've learned?
time we drove far for it.
Some of the things we learned about what.
Free flight.
Can you hear me? It says your internet connection is unstable.
Oh, well, maybe you need to. I don't know.
Can you hear us?
I think we're good.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you're good.
Great.
I think one of the things that I really learned and appreciated was launching. Like, I got so much more confident in higher winds. Like, that transferred over to paramotoring a lot. I think I was telling you turbulence and like terrain stuff like that, but I think the launching was really helpful. I'm more confident launching in like pretty high winds with a paramotor attached now. So I'm really thankful for free flight for that. I was getting real comfortable for a while, and then when I got the paramotor, I kind of started going back to those nil wind launches. But
I was enjoying watching both of them. Like just seeing what you was into and what you were learning about what you were doing. It was awesome, man. I watched the whole time.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I had a goal to release like a video a week while I was in Korea. I don't really know why, but I mean, I did so much stuff there. It was easy to do.
Yeah, the paragliding and paramotor culture in Korea is just like, it's big for such a small country. It's really big.
I mean, Korea is like the size of maybe Indiana, but the population is like, is it 7 million, 7 million? I don't know. It's super populated compared to like Indiana or what, if you compare the size. But you just find so many paramotors and paragliding. There's just so many mountains. There's probably like 10 launch sites within an hour or two where I live.
It's a very mountainous country.
Free flight, yeah.
Yeah. Cool sites too. Like, they really invest money in making these launch sites. Like, I mean, not all of them are top notch, but my first paragliding flights were at Boryong there, and it's huge. It's like wide open, and they have like, what would you call it? They have like, first they have like rubber, not AstroTurf.
Yeah,
or
they're like rubber mats, and
up at the top.
And right now they're updating and putting like they're putting some tower up there right now, making it like more touristy. But it's not like France or anything open, but it's much different than around North Carolina. It's nice.
Or even Oklahoma, anything I had encountered.
Yeah.
You had a video recently, and maybe I'll try to cue it up right now, where you got pretty high, and it seemed like a hazy day, and I wanted to just bounce something off of you as far as the weather and what you're looking at. How hard was it to get good weather predictions over there? Like, what did all your stuff that you used in the States transfer over to Korea? And how much are you digging into weather stuff now that you're doing more free flight? How much were you, I should say?
Yeah, I'd say the same stuff worked. Towards the end of my time there were a couple times I would go and I was expecting nil winds, and it would be like super windy for paramotor launch, and I would go fly anyways, and it'd be pretty darn turbulent. But windy was okay. I was starting to get the impression that the GFS weather model over there what turned out to be better than ECMF model.
Really?
And what's that one that free flight pilots use a lot online that you have to pay for?
That's ECM. That's
No,
the European model.
Not the models, but the actual website.
Oh,
for
XC
getting
Skies.
through.
XC
Yeah, I think
Skies.
I ended up paying for that, and that was really actually pretty accurate. But I got that towards the end of my time there. But it was really nice for determining when the thermals were going to be strong and like their updraft velocity and their how likely they were to dissipate with the strength of the wind and everything. You know.
You had on this particular day, you had it seemed like a really good day, and I wasn't expecting. When I saw how hazy it was, I'm thinking, yeah, he's probably just going to take a sled ride. But you got super high. I think you said something along the lines of 5,000 feet above sea level, or 4,500, something like that. And I was considering. I've flown a couple days that were hazy, but not that hazy, and I noticed there was a few of those days that you were able to get up even in this, like, is that smog? What's going on over there?
It must be, maybe there's a difference in like weather between here and where you live, but that's pollution, whereas yours might be something else. But yeah, in Korea, the pollution's pretty bad. And I mean, they're still free flying through it. So
That's a normal day in Korea. It's very hazy most days there. And apparently it's from air pollution blowing down from China. I don't want to say that's for sure it.
yeah, I
but
mean, South Korea also has a lot of coal and diesel vehicles and stuff, and it's really populated. So
there's just not a lot of clear days there.
When
Mark,
you first
come
got
home
there,
and visit.
when you first got there, could you feel it in your lungs? Were your lungs hurting?
I never actually experienced anything in my lungs. I mean, there were some unhealthy. I'd watch the I don't know what they call it. I'm already forgetting Korea stuff because I've been gone for a whole 3 weeks now. But yeah, when it was really unhealthy and we were allowed to wear masks and uniform and stuff, I never wore a mask and it never bothered me, but it definitely bothered other people who had sensitive respiratory systems.
Yeah, there was days where they'd say that, there would be more poor air quality, and that if you were like susceptible to, like, if you had asthma or something, they would recommend you wear a mask, just because I guess you could get more winded while you were exercising. There were some days they would recommend you not exercise at all. So I guess it just depends on the person, though.
Yeah, that landing sucked. I didn't think it was going to be a tailwind, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. And then I got knocked off to the side a little bit. I was trying to land on the road, obviously, and I landed on that steep slope, and thank goodness I was able to not fall off to the right.
In the rice paddy.
Either side looked like just mud holes, and that would have been brutal if you would have overshot yeah.
Yeah, one of my buddies landed in a rice paddy before, and that was full. I mean, they're shallow, but they're dirty.
I landed in one, my first solo free flight. I fell short of my LZ a little bit, but luckily when I went into one, they were completely dry. They hadn't flooded them yet, but it was very soft.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about paramotoring around Korea. Like in the rice paddy off season, when they're not flooded, there's so many LZs, so many dirt landing areas. If you had an engine out, it's like, oh, I could land anywhere. And then as soon as they start flooding them, it's like you're very limited because they pretty much farm every free piece of land out there.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's probably all squishy and stuff, even when it's dry. It's all squishy, like spongy, like ooze.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's dry. It's dry.
Like walking on a butt cheek, just like,
I think maybe like when it rains, but honestly, if it's been sunny, it's pretty darn dry. It's like a plowed, dry field.
By the way, there's a couple sponsors I want to mention. PPG Swag. If you haven't checked out their website, they sell all kinds of shirts, and they have some really funny ones, some really good shirts. Go check out their website, ppgswag.com. Let's give one away, shall we?
Yeah. I cheated a little bit. I put some extra names in the wheel since it was going, So here we go. All right, you ready, Robert?
Yeah, I'm gonna show them what shirt they're gonna win.
Show them what shirt are they gonna win, Robert? That was my radio voice. That was terrible, wasn't it?
All right.
He wasn't listening anyway. Look
Sorry,
at that.
what'd you say?
I said,
couldn't
what are they gonna win today, Robert?
They're gonna win one of these
Oh,
aircraft moving left to right, aircraft moving right to left. Such a cool
See,
shirt.
it's good to have cheat sheets like that. You know, you
Yeah.
can kind of refer to it and be like, oh, he's coming towards me. Oh, wait, yeah, he's coming towards me.
Yeah, look down. Yep.
Yeah.
You need this shirt in your life.
All right, here we go.
Let it
Up.
rip.
It's spinning.
I'm
Oh,
getting
I
my
don't
little
think-
piece of paper out.
We couldn't see that, by the way, because Sean is sharing the wheel.
Oh, the shirt. Yeah, you're right. It's the we'll show it to him right afterwards.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh, it's Brian Garceau.
BGNH.
GNH. I like how it blasts his name like that.
That's Brian Garceau from New Hampshire.
Brian Garceau from New Hampshire, BGNH. Congratulations, buddy. You want an awesome shirt. Woohoo!
Congratulations, winner, chicken dinner. You were the winner, and this is the shirt that you won. It's an aircraft shirt, and it's telling you about aircraft lights. Super cool shirt. Congratulations. Brian, what I need you to do is I need you to go to the website, paraglidingtalk.com. And then I need you to click on the contact button, and then you fill out your information in there. And then in that contact information, tell me your address, and then I'll send it out to you. Congratulations. Thanks for watching paraglidingtalk.com. This show is also brought to you by ppgsmoke.com. By the way, if you've been paying attention to the Instagram, follow Instagram, Paragliding Talk. And on the Instagram, you might have saw that PPG Smoke donated about $650 worth of stuff. Floats, a cool hat. If you didn't see this hat, I'm going to give this hat away. It's a super nice hat. Also, he gave some parts. I have them here, lamels, bunch of stuff that he had laying around. So anyways, he was like, yeah, give that away. And I said, well, if I get a Paramount, I'm not giving any of that away. I'm going to keep it all, except for the redundant stuff. You know what I mean? Gosh, tough
Yeah.
crowd. Tough crowd. They just stare. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted because I've been trying for the last 10 minutes to put $25 in the super chat to fund Sean's new GoPro.
Oh, right.
And this dang thing, like now I know where's Aaron because
Oh,
I
keeps
get
kicking
it.
you out.
It doesn't let you do it.
Yeah, because you already give too much.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Sorry.
the numbers are correct.
There's a
No.
cutoff, all right? You're already giving way too much. You're already a moderator. You're always sending stuff. You guys don't know.
This
But
is
he
crap.
sent me a helmet. He sent me a helmet with the whole setup for paramotoring because we thought I was going to get a paramotor. And I know that wasn't cheap, man. I got it all stickered up. Now I'm all like a little kid.
He's all waiting to go. It needs a motor.
Yeah, it just needs a motor.
Get it.
But yeah, so we do want to get Sean a GoPro. He's contributing to the paragliding community with his videos, especially the kiting videos. So we're gonna make that happen.
Please, that
We're
would
gonna
be
make that happen.
gratefully
We will make that happen.
appreciated.
And if nobody gives Sean, the
Really?
show's gonna buy you one. Don't worry about it. All right.
That would be gratefully
Worry about it.
appreciated. You know,
We usually just give him a bowl of rice, but we'll give him something here.
I was thinking, man, that's going to take a lot of bowls of rice to make up for that. Like,
Yeah, how many
man,
bowls of rice would you have to trade to get a GoPro in jail? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. It's not even jail; it's a padded room, which is kind of worse because you can't hurt yourself. You know.
So can I take this one out of the chat here real quick?
Yeah, do it.
It's a question for Mark and Elena.
Yes, please do.
And it is asking how Resurgence PPG has impacted or had an effect on your relationship.
All right,
You butchered it.
let's clear this up once
Butchered
and
it.
for all.
You
Okay,
left out the tent.
that was
Oh, what? The tent? I thought that was a misprint.
Nope.
Todd has been very kind to offer up the Resurgence PP tent to me and Mark to sleep in at fly-in stuff. The first time was at my first fly-in before we were dating, and nothing happened. It was very
She slept on a mattress and I slept on another.
First of all,
But
let's
they
say
always
this is
joke. They always joke.
they do
like
always
something
joke.
like
But
Resurgence PPG tent was the start of the relationship because that was like the third time we had hung out after. Yeah.
But what happened that night is that Eric Farewell was there, and he brought all kinds of liquor out of his RV, and me and Eric
No.
Farewell ganged up on Mark and hazed him into drinking, and
no.
Mark was a little tipsy, and we just honestly just went to sleep.
Did you
And then we
take
woke up and we kited for like
You
5
got
hours
him
straight
out.
the next day.
Brutal.
That's awesome.
We can say what we want, but nobody's gonna believe it. But we're telling the truth right now.
Crazy
So-
Uncle Bob donated $5 for Sean's GoPro. Thank you, Crazy Uncle Bob.
Good.
Sean said
That's-
thank you.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Thank you, Chrissy Uncle Bob.
Crazy Uncle Bob is a favorite. He's, by the way, if you guys don't know this, if you're a Patreon, you can come on the after show. And so, or if you give him the super chat, you can be in the after show. Crazy Uncle Bob is a riot in the after show, and he's a truck driver. Anyways, I do have a couple more questions, and we're going to talk just about a couple more things, and we're going to let you guys go. I know that you, it's late where you live, and you guys
We're
probably want to do other
so
stuff.
busy. We're super.
Yeah,
super
you know what I'm saying? And you guys got all this stuff going on in your life, buying houses, and yeah. I seriously felt bad after I asked him to come on. But anyways, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Sure. How dare you?
busy. This is fun.
Two people have asked this question. One is me and another person in the chat. What's your favorite wing and motor? And this question is for both of you guys. Wing and motor combo. What do you go for if you could choose anything?
That's hard.
That's not a huge question. Anything, just any of them, just any at
Motor.
all.
If we're
Yeah.
talking, you said motor, so I'd go Moster 185, maybe one that doesn't, the exhaust doesn't crack. So we'll go with an MY20.
Oh my gosh.
I
Too
like
soon.
it. Definitely not.
Too soon.
Mine cracked. I'm part of the club now. I just haven't documented it properly. And then my current favorite wing is just the Gen Falcon, what I'm currently flying.
Gin
but-
Falcon.
Yep.
I like Mark's Gin Falcon. It's
Have
fun
you
to
been
fly.
flying his Gin Falcon?
I flew a few times while I was in Korea, a couple times. I liked it a lot. It's stable, but it's also very responsive. That's how my experience was with it. But I just have such a special place in my heart for my Ramaflex. It's
Mm.
like,
A-wings.
yeah. Well, no, it's
Special.
actually, I think it's B
Like a
actually.
low B.
Yeah, it's not quite an A, because it's actually like whenever I fly, like when I would fly with Mark when he was on his Sirocco, if I trimmed all the way out and he trimmed in, I would keep up with him. So it's a little faster than an A-wing. It's not quite so floaty, but it's just, I'm comfortable on it. I can launch it all day long, and I just know it really well. It's like it's just my baby. But I also do like flying Mark's Gen Falcon. It's fun. I think if I was gonna step up from something, I'd pick that. But motor, same thing. I really like the nitro because I've flown Mark's Moster and it was just way too much power for my size. It scared me how much power it had actually. But the nitro has just enough power that I really like. But I also really liked the Atom 80 too because it's so light. So, but I'd say what I fly is what I love.
What are you flying?
Nitro at 200 and the
Oh
Rama.
my gosh. Two more people have donated to Sean's GoPro fund. 009 to 090 and Linda Anderson.
Hey,
Linda
thank
Anderson's out of
y'all.
control.
That's awesome. Every
This
little
is
bit
great
helps.
fun.
That's for sure.
I love it. So your go-to setup is what you have.
Well, I wouldn't say what I have because I'm always open to I mean, I would probably,
I don't have the PAP anymore.
yeah, Mark doesn't have the PAP anymore.
What did you do with your motor in Korea?
I left it in Korea.
Oh, that is such a sad story.
I sold it.
Did you get what you expected for it?
Yeah, exactly what I expected.
What's the currency over there?
Won.
One.
Is that what
Won.
you mean? Yeah, like a dollar is like 1,250 won or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got a bunch of won.
Well, actually, I sold it to an American for, yeah. I gave it to Todd. Y'all seen Todd in my video. We made a
Yes.
pretty good transaction.
Is he still stuck over there?
Yeah, he's supposed to come back in September though, but they've been threatening him with coming back like next April. It's
Oh,
crazy. Yeah.
what did he
The
do?
whole situation about being in Korea right now sucks. I'm just glad to be back.
Yeah. Well, Todd, if you're watching, we appreciate you, buddy.
I should have told him.
brutal.
I'll send
Yeah.
it later.
I was going to ask you if you sold it to Todd because you put out a video with him. He had that really old machine that you kind of patched up and put it together.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it looked like he needed a nice new one, something more reliable.
Yeah, now he has the PAP Moser 185. He really likes it. I left him with it with a broken exhaust, so he's had to figure it out for himself. So he actually got it welded, and that's what he's flying now is a welded MY19 exhaust, but he's also got the warranty replacement as of recently. So he's going to use the warranty replacement as a backup now since he already has the MY19 mounted.
Good. Yeah, mine, my 19 also cracked, and I welded it twice, cracked twice, 3 times actually. So while I was waiting for my replacement exhaust, and in fact, I submitted my warranty real quick. I submitted my warranty literally 3 days before Italy shut down, so I waited a while. So, but it seems to be holding together pretty well now.
First
Yeah.
world problems.
So yours cracked twice. I mean, it almost makes me wonder, like, should you weld it? Because, like, what if it just cracks again and the crack just, like, throws something to the prop and now you have another issue?
Ooh.
Good point.
But
In
you never,
that case, you go to paramotorprops.com.
Nice segue.
Paramotorprops.com. You can get all kinds of good stuff. They have a special right now. There's a promo code. Paragliding Talk is the promo code, and you get a discount. And it's a pretty good discount in case you blow up a prop like somebody else I know. Not going to say any names.
yeah,
Nick.
so I've done it.
Paramotorprops.com. That's the website. Go check them out. By the way, yeah, they sponsor the show. Awesome. They actually have a pretty good thing going if you want to check out their website. It's amazing. Also, paraorangeproducts.com. Woo woo. They were our first sponsor. Go check out their website, paraorangeproducts.com. All kinds of good stuff on their website, and their website's been getting revamped, and there's some new stuff and fresh stuff on there. Really cool things that you can add to
Pre-flight flags.
pre-flight flags. That's right.
Yeah.
You can get those. You can get the dummy reserve, so you can have so you can know what it feels like to throw your reserve, and it works for both free flight and for paramotoring. If you ever have to throw your reserve and you don't want to have to repack it, you just want to see what it feels like and get used to that. Get the motion. And then also the show's brought to you by Nebraska PPG. Nebraska PPG, Josh Bowden, he has a school there in Nebraska, and he has a really good thing going over there, and they top-notch dude. He's such a fun guy to be around. I guarantee you will have a blast. If you're going to get some training, reach out to him. There's a link in the description to get to his contact on Facebook, and then I think he even has a website. As soon as that's up and running, I'll put that link in the description. And all the links to all the sponsors are in the description. What an amazing thing we've got in flying. I love flying.
Yeah, it's just so great.
It's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
We're like a bunch of junkies. Like, what are we going to do on Thursday night? Well, we're just going to talk about flying. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We can't fly because it's dark, but we would.
Tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. It's all right. We can talk about it, work ourselves up.
We're going to talk about it for tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
what we're going to do. Can't fly right now, but we can talk about it. A bunch more people donated to your to your cause. Look at Jim CR120 donated $15. Joe
Woo!
Rothfuss also donated $4.99. Thank you guys. That's really nice. Really kind. We're going to get you a GoPro Hero.
Awesome.
GoPro Hero. What's the newest one? The 8. GoPro Hero 8. That's what we're going to get Sean. That's a big upgrade from his 2 that he had. He needed a new GoPro anyways.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I did the best I could.
I used to have it too.
Used to have the GoPro Hero 2?
Yeah, I've been buying like every single GoPro since they came out.
Oh, nice. Did you get the 8?
Oh, so that is one that I haven't got, and really, it's just I don't feel like rewiring for it, and I mean, the 7 is pretty darn good, honestly.
See, I think this is where there's a difference. See, Mark, he'll buy his when they're new. You know, I bought mine when mine was like old. Like it might as well be a Stone Age rock that you just threw at somebody because it's yeah.
It just looks like a square right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I guess they're all little rectangles, but those ones look like little tiny gray bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GoPro's come a long way, man. They've got some pretty good stuff. You don't even have to get a gimbal anymore.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody that's donated and that, you know, is willing to help because that's super, super awesome. You know, I look forward to putting some footage out for people wanting to learn about ground handling and moving forward with it, you know?
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, girl.
Get it.
Mark, if you had a choice, the helicopter or the paramotor?
Ooh.
Paramotor.
All day.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll like a helicopter more outside of the Army, but Army sucks.
Well, again, thank you for your service and welcome home.
Yeah,
congratulations to both of you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are rad people. There's not many rad people in the world like you guys, so I really appreciate the friendship. And by the way, the invitation is open. If you decide to come to San Diego for a vacation or a honeymoon or something like that, you are welcome to stay with us. Just let me know when. We'll put it in the calendar.
Awesome.
All
Thank you.
It's 30 minutes from the beach.
Heck
Perfect.
Yeah. And we have free flying in the backyard. Blossom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Definitely one day.
Send it to the moon. I'm going to send it tomorrow. Yes.
Me too.
One more sponsor, Torrey Pines. And that's someplace that we can fly if you guys do come here. Torrey Pines Glider Port. If you're looking to get some free flight training, you're in the San Diego area, you should go check out the website. Max Marion, by the way, is a local celebrity. He will teach you. He's right there, Torrey Pines. The Glider Port website is flytorrey.com. Maybe you want to just go check out the website. It's got all kinds of stuff on it. It's amazing. Torrey Pines, flytorrey.com. We're going to go to the after show, unless there's any other pressing questions that came in the chat. Let me just check this. Can you ask Mark about his flights to Korea? What was the most memorable flight? Most memorable flight? Paul Elwood's my neighbor.
Probably flying to an island and sleeping on it. That was pretty cool.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, that was really cool to just,
Forgot about that.
That was also one of the most clear days in Korea, so I lucked out there. And
He's lying. His most memorable flight was with me in Korea. My first one.
The free flight one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 3-minute long sled run.
Just kidding. Mark probably blacked out with nervousness from that one.
Did you crash in the bushes?
No.
Was that the flight that you hit a tree?
No,
or
that was
something?
in Oklahoma. But
that's right.
In
Unless you're talking about the one where I crashed in the bushes, and that
Okay,
was in Korea or
that
the
was
US.
memorable too. No, but my first paragliding flight was not with Mark, but I took off and then Mark took off after me.
It takes a lot of heart to post a video of you crashing in trees.
Yeah.
Because you really want to just say, oh, that footage is gone. I don't know what happened to it.
Never happened because nobody saw it,
Yeah, nobody. No, you have to
We'll
post
just try
that
and one
stuff.
up each other. Like I posted mine and then Mark
Yeah.
posted his.
Yeah.
No, actually Mark did that to make me feel better. And it did.
I wasn't actually gonna post the Korea one, I don't think, and then I was like, well, she just crashed in a tree, so I guess I will.
I didn't even know you're a tree hugger.
Yeah, I am.
We
Didn't
both
even
are.
know. Oh, Jim Furman donated $20 for Sean's GoPro. We're almost there, folks. I really appreciate that.
Hey Jim.
Jeff
Write
from
these guys.
Buffalo Mountain.
Yeah. Write these names down, Sean. These are your real friends, okay?
Your real friends.
Your real friends. Paul Markham donated $20 for the GoPro fund. All right. That was very nice, Paul. Kind people. See, we do care. The flying community does care. Okay.
sure.
We do. We do. We're like a family. I got some interesting stats. You know, there's only like 5,000 registered pilots in the United States, free flight pilots. Hard
Yeah.
to wrap your mind around that. Small, we're a very niche community. By the way, congratulations, Mark Huneycutt, on having 55,000 subscribers on YouTube. Amazing.
Probably need to put out some videos so people keep watching.
What does the future hold? Oh, Brian. Brian donated $15
Wow.
to the GoPro fund.
Thank you,
$14.99.
BGNH.
What were you going to say, Mark? 55.
Been
Yeah,
in
kind of-
quarantine and stuff, so I haven't really been doing anything.
The
But
future holds more videos in Louisiana.
yeah, y'all are gonna
Nice.
see what Louisiana looks like from the sky, and we have a lot more adventures too.
And maybe we'll meet up with Kyle Oakley and Matt Minyard and Maria, his
Nice.
pretty girlfriend.
I'll tell you what, when I was down there, their worst weather, I mean, after, you know, a nasty, gnarly storm, like their worst weather was like the butteriest, like dreamiest air here that you never get ever. And it was like, yeah, it's a little bumpy today. And I'm like, this is a dream compared to home. So you guys are going to love it down there.
That's good. We actually, yeah, for sure. They got a beach nearby that you can just drive out on and go fly while staring at the oil rigs in the Mississippi River. So it should be pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Gerald Galapagos donated $9.99. I imagine that's for the GoPro fund. Thank you, Gerald. Gerald, longtime
Galapagos.
viewer. Galapagos.
Yeah, you made it
Galapagos.
seem like 3 syllables longer.
Yeah, Galapagos. Gerald Galapagos.
The Greek island.
We're going to the Greek islands.
That's right. He's won a couple things. He's been a part of the show for a minute. I remember seeing his name a few times. By the way, well, go ahead.
That's actually just pointed out by the Jim CR120. It says, hey, wait a minute. All these people funding have been winner chicken dinners. Is there something going on here?
Yeah. They didn't believe it was real until they won something. Dude, we've given away a lot of stuff. I feel bad for PPG Smoke because he's literally donated like 20 grand worth of stuff. I hope people are just buying stuff for him like crazy. I talked to him the other day and he's like, yeah, I'm going to give you all this stuff. And I was like, dude, he fills my arms with stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I go, that's like $600 worth of stuff. He's like, yeah, this is just stuff laying around. Dude, it must be nice to just be rich. You know what I mean? Awesome. Well, we're going to go to the after show. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. Each week we come here and there's always something happening. It's always such a good time. We're learning stuff to make you a safer pilot. I hope that you can take away some stuff. Aaron Michaels donating my cup of coffee to the GoPro fund. Yep, I'm definitely making sure that you contribute your coffee fund. Thank you guys in the chat. You make it. You make the show what it is. You guys are awesome. Thank you again for coming on the show, Mark and Elena Huneycutt. Oh my
Thanks
gosh,
for having
yeah,
us.
I'm stoked for you guys. And seriously, what's that, Mark?
What?
I
He was
really
saying-
like.
What? I think the connection's bad. Sorry.
please come to San Diego. I would love to hang out with you guys. I think it would be awesome. And my wife can cook, by the way, really good.
Oh, cool. She can cook.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
We'd love to come. We love California. I've never been to San Diego, so
Oh, you have to come. All kinds of good
it's
stuff.
fun. We'll make
Yeah.
we'll make a point of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. By the way, the moderators really appreciate you guys. Anthony Peregringo, Sean Nafsker, Craig Couch. Who am I missing? I can't see everybody for some reason. There we go. Nick, appreciate you. I've got also Craig Taylor. You do so much for the show. Really appreciate that. We're going to be sending out your gifts soon. 2 of the gifts are overseas. I'm going to send those out tomorrow. So if you're waiting and you're looking for tracking numbers, just be patient. I'll be sending that stuff out. We're going to go to the after show. If you're part of the Patreon supporters or you supported the show in the super chat, I will send you an invitation. Just put your email address in there. It will be blanked out, and we will send you an invite to the after show. Thank you so much. And we're going to go off the
Peace out,
air.
Girl Scout.
Bye.